Welcome. I have a couple of things I want to talk about today. Hi guys. How has your day been today? I'm just making a quick cup of tea. If I can find my tea bags. Welcome everyone. If you're here, say hi. Tell us where you're from. We're doing a spiritual chat again today. There's a few things that I want to chat about. You know what? I just had the most testing moment, guys. I don't even... Oh. You know sometimes when you just have moments where it's so testing. You, like, I don't know. Do you know what's funny is, like, sometimes in some situations that are very testing, I'm very good at staying calm. Depending on the situation. And I don't want to even say that and then, like, the universe throws something else at me, and so touch wood. But things... No, I don't even know. Surrey, England. Welcome from Surrey. I'm from England too. I'm gonna be really chatting about things soon. If you've been to one of my lives before, guys, please tell me. Hi, Jack. Welcome back. I know I've seen you before. Hi, Sensei. How has your day been, guys? What's everyone been up to this weekend? Any interesting turns of events? I'm making a cup of tea, an English breakfast tea. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? I kind of want to stand for a bit. I don't want to sit down for this live right now. I'm like half sitting and half leaning. I need to get my notes out though, because there was something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I might have to get it on another device. Guys, I've been listening to so much spiritual lectures. There's this one specific teacher that I've been like diving into recently. I'm reading one of her books, and also she has like so many lectures on YouTube which are so interesting, and her name is Caroline Myss. She's a psychic. She's a psychic healer. Well, actually not healer, teacher. Psychic. She's she used to be a medical intuitive. She has so much interesting knowledge. Do you answer all the comments? No. It really depends on the day. Like some days I answer more comments. If I'm really tired, then I usually just answer comments that energize me. Because sometimes you guys comments will like actually energize me if there's something that like gets me interested in chatting, you know. But today I'm actually feeling really energized, so I'll probably answer more comments, answer more stuff. I've been resting a lot, so I've been revived. Have you played in the movie? What movie? I mean, the answer to that is no, because I've not been in any movies apart from my own. Woo! I didn't mean that sexually, by the way. Just in case. Okay, let me get comfy, guys. Let's see what we've got here. Scene saying, I'm so sorry for your loss, Han. I hope you're okay. Sending you a massive hug. I hope you're able to find people to be with during this time. Loved ones. Losing our loved ones can be one of the hardest things to deal with on earth. Sending you so much love. Okay. I'm sorry, See Insane. You know, What I can offer you, Sinsane, right now is I have this prayer book, and there is a little section on death, and so I'll read it, and maybe it could help you right now. And there's a little prayer as well for prayers for peaceful death and for the death of others. So I can read this to you if you want me to, and maybe someone else as well would like to hear that right now. Okay. Opening up to the pain of death, our own or that of someone we love, is one of the most mysterious blessings of life. Nothing focuses us more clearly on what matters, helps us drop our defenses more quickly, or gives us more compassion for human suffering. I used to think that the angel of death would be a terrible thing. I realize now that the angel of death would have to be God's most tender and understanding angel, to be sent to us at such a significant, frightening moment. There are many among us now who have seen the angel of death, or who have had to start thinking about it before our time. Death has become one of our greatest teachers in the transition to a spiritually awakened world. Death shall be the last enemy, said Jesus. What he meant was that we would no longer perceive death as the enemy. We would recognize that death is not but a recycling of energy, a remodulation of the cells according to higher assignments in our soul's progression. The spirit does not die, but rather enters new channels of life. The power of God is greater than death. Our relationships are not severed at death, but refocus beyond physical connection. As our vision of life changes, so will the physical world. As we lift our eyes above the illusion of death, we will begin to see the eternity of life. Jesus did not die when he died, and neither do we. So this is a prayer for ones that have passed. Dear God, please take the soul and spirit of this dear departed one into the sweetest corner of your mind, the most tender place in your heart, that she and I might be comforted. For now she is gone, and I pray, dear God, for the strength to remember she has not gone far, for she is with you and shall remain forever. She remains within me, for we are all in you together. The cord that binds us one to the other cannot be cut, surely not by death. For you, dear God, have brought us together, and we remain in eternal connection. There is no power greater than you. Death is not your master, nor mine. These things I believe, and I ask my heart to register. I surrender to you my grief, I surrender to you my pain. Please take care of your servant, my dear one, who has passed, and please, dear Lord, take care of me. Amen. I'm going to read some more prayers, guys, because I feel like recently I've been doing a lot of praying, and it has really been helping me. So I want to share these with you. Okay, this is prayers for relationships. Hi, Hannah. Welcome. I'm glad as well, Sinsane. Dear God, show me the light at the center of my brothers. Show me the light at the center of myself. Show me the light at the center of the world. Where I see guilt, show me innocence. Where I focus on mistakes, show me how to focus on efforts of good. Help me have faith in the goodness of others. Help me have faith in your spirit within me. Thus may darkness be cast out. May I cleave to the light that is in my heart. This is my prayer. May I see the light in everyone. Amen. Okay. Dear God, I surrender to you my thoughts of judgment. Please heal me of my temptation to blame your children whom you adore. Teach me to love as you do. Teach me to see the reality behind the superficial masks, the truth in the hearts of all your children. May I see the innocence in all of humanity, that I may see the world of your creation, the world anew, the world that shall be. I relinquish my miscreations. I surrender my belief in guilt. Bring me home to the truth at last. May all God's children be innocent in my eyes, for they are all my brothers. May I see that this world might heal. Dear God, give me new eyes, your eyes. Amen. Okay, there's one more that I want to read. We've got... I really like the ones that say, let me see the light in others. And I try to remind myself of this when I realize that I am losing energy or power by thinking negative thoughts towards other people. Okay, let's see what we got. Where's the higher self one? Okay, this one's good. Dear God, please make me a force for good. Remove my awareness of all thoughts that keep me bound here. Every goal I surrender to you. All agendas I surrender to you. All I have and all I am I give to you. I ask only to be carried in your arms, that I might know the joy of full surrender. May I not be tempted to think about meaningless things and give them weight and suffer thereby. Please send your spirit to lift me up above the pain and turmoil of this world. Please give me new youth and a free and joyful spirit. Show me the happiness of full forgiveness. Whomever I do not forgive, dear Lord, please show me how, for I wish to be free of the guilt of this world. Dear God, please make me happy. I'm ready to outgrow my childish pain. Amen. Okay. We'll do one more, maybe. One more. And then we can chat. Okay, this is a prayer for the higher self. Dear God, in this moment, I recognize that there is within me a perfect self, a self that is not dysfunctional, a self that is not weak but strong, not limited but unlimited, not small but huge, not in pain but in peace, not faithless and scared but all-knowing, all-loving, serene and calm and happy through the grace of God. I have been playing with the toys of death and weakness. I have been playing at sickness and playing at addiction. I've been playing at dysfunction and limitation and war. I've been playing at hunger and violation of myself and others. I've been playing with the toys that are dangerous, but I desire to play the games of death no more. In this moment, I ask you, dear Lord, to release me from my destructive thinking. I take up now the mantle of your magnificence. Through your grace, dear God, may I be good and innocent and strong and pure, for thus would you have me be. The love that emanates from your mind to me and from my mind to the minds of others is a power so great. Within its embrace, all negativity shall turn to good, all pain to peace, all fear to love. I invoke your light. I receive your heaven, which replaces hell. I do not look back. I do not stop my eyes at the veil of horror that surrounds the world, but rather I extend my vision to the possibilities for love, for myself and others. I step out of my childhood into my adulthood, out of my weakness into my strengths, out of my fear into my love, out of my small self into you. Dear God, please make me anew. Amen. Okay, let's do one more, just because I love this prayer. Dear God, today, this day, I give to you. Do within me what you want to do. Let me start again. Dear God, today, this day, I give to you. Do within me what you want me to do. Please make of my heart your vessel and servant. May the glorious light of the Lord of creation find a restful home inside my soul. May I be no more who I used to be. I embrace the divine child within me. May it burst forth now to bless the world. May I not be tempted to doubt the light that lights the entire world. Illumine the earth and save the world. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Okay. So something that I wanted to talk about today, which I have been thinking about because I've been listening to a lot of Caroline Myss. I love her teachings. Recently, do you know what I've realized with spiritual teachings is because I like to learn from so many different spiritual teachers, and I find that every spiritual teacher has their own magic. It has their own medicine. Like certain teachers are just so good at certain things. They could be one teacher could say the exact same thing as another teacher, but their energy and their presence can heal something so different within you. Like there's this one teacher, Caroline Myss, and I find that her energy just exudes like respect. Like you can just tell she has so much self-respect. And not that the other spiritual teachers don't, because they do, but like it's just the energy that she carries. Maybe this is something that I just like see in her, that I like in her, because it's something that I want to really tap into. Her ability to set boundaries, just with her energy just commands respect, and I just find that so inspiring. And I just love the way she talks, and I love the way she teaches, and she's also, yeah, she's a great teacher. So I love how watching different spiritual teachers at different times in my life, I feel like you find different teachers and you resonate with different teachers based on what you're needing at that time. And it's a beautiful thing, because sometimes I'll listen to a teacher and then I will listen to them so much, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I need to stop listening to this teacher for a little while. And then I always come back to them at some point. Like maybe I've received the medicine that I needed to receive for that moment, and then I need to find different, like something else. That's where I usually use my intuition to guide me to what I need, whether it is someone like Neville Goddard, who is really good at teaching like self-concept and improving your self-concept and the narrative that you have about yourself and your life in your mind. Amazing for that. Till Swan is an amazing teacher for learning about relationships, the relationships that we have to everything, literally everything. And she just, she's just so authentic as well. I love how authentic these teachers are, these ones that I really resonate with. Eckhart Tolle, oh my God, an amazing teacher for being present. Just like disidentification with form and disidentification with thought forms and beliefs and conditioning, and just being present and being in stillness. He's so good for that. And so when I start to listen to all of these different spiritual teachers and I tap into the energy of all of them, I find that it's like this mix. And what I love about this is there's this book called Still Like an Artist, right? And I really feel like this because I have the teacher archetype myself. Archetypes is a whole another thing that I won't go into right now. But when I'm watching lots of different teachers, I almost relate to this thing in Still Like an Artist, right? That has anyone here seen read Still Like an Artist? It basically talks about how artists, they kind of the way that you're you can get inspired by things, right? And to still like an artist is to like steal from like many different sources, all the things that make you inspired, putting them together, and then you create and birth something new which comes from your own soul. And I find that's what happens to me when I'm reading so many different, like even this one as well, the prayer book that I was just reading by Marianne Williamson. She's another teacher that I absolutely love. Her teachings are more to do with, and you probably picked this up if you listen to the prayers, but she teaches people how to see Christianity from a mystical, spiritual perspective. And she's a great teacher as well. And she has her own magic and medicine through her energy and her authenticity, which I bloody love. And so I love that. I love how when we want to create our own things, we get inspired by so many different sources. And of course, like, to credit them is important. And you probably see, like me, you'll see the influences of an artist in their work, whether that is nature. God is an amazing creator that we can steal from. But if you were to watch, Caroline Myss, or even, I don't know, Eckhart Tolle, maybe you would notice things that they say that sometimes I quote as well, and I get very like influenced and inspired by these teachers, and I absolutely love that. And I think it's a really good thing to do. Like, whatever it is that you're trying to create is to get inspiration and to be a audience member of the things that you like to create and what you absolutely love, because it gets you so inspired. Anyway, one of the things that I've been learning about Caroline Myss recently, or from watching her lectures, which powerful, is how she talks about, and I love this concept, about how we are, okay, let me try and explain this. I'm obviously explaining it in my own words, but so I'm not quoting her directly, but what I understand from what she's teaching is that, so I speak about this before, okay? And this is how she describes it, is that we have this spiritual bank account. We have this spiritual currency, and we have a specific amount of spiritual dollars or pounds that we get every day. And so how does she even explain this? When whatever we're focusing on, we are using our spiritual currency on, okay? And I was speaking about this the other day. We're using our energy on. And she describes that when we are thinking, she doesn't say it like this, but this is how I interpret it. This is how I understand it. It's like when we're thinking thoughts that are out of alignment with our higher self, negative thoughts about ourselves. Like, it could be something like, let's say, right, that you went into your kitchen cupboard and you dropped a bag of rice and it just went everywhere. In that moment, it's like, how did you respond? Did you notice in your mind that you said something to yourself like, you are so stupid? Like, that is an example of us losing power, okay? So if you think about, and we're like, when we're losing power, we are draining our energy. We are using our energy on things that drain us. And when we do this to a point where we're doing it all the time and we don't even realize we're doing it, it can cause a lot of issues in our life, because that energy, that power that we could be using, could be used for our healing, because our attention and our focus is so powerful And this is one thing that I really want to teach people, because when I realized how important, how powerful my energy was, this is something that really helped me to build my self-esteem and to start to switch my thinking to how can, oh, okay, this is something Caroline May said the other day as well. It was like, a lot of us are going around in life thinking, how can I get more power? How can I get more? So we want to switch our thinking to how can I use the power of love to give? How can I give using the power of love? When we start to switch our thinking from how can I get to how can I give, then that's when God starts to bless us. That's when the blessings start to come through. Because you're starting to tap in to the universal love, the infinite channel of love, and that becomes your life force. And that becomes what you are rooted in. When you are thinking and when you are focused on how can I give love, you become a source of love. And so it is like an instant vibration increaser. When we're thinking the opposite, which is how can I get more, we're in this state of lack. We're in this state of, I don't have enough love. I need to take. And this can be very draining for us. We also end up in relationships or patterns with people that are unhealthy. Okay, something I wrote down the other day, guys, right, which is I want to try and explain. I'm actually going to just read it to you. This is what I wrote down in my notes. Why is it disempowering to think in terms of deserving? Meaning, if someone treats you a certain way, okay, and you are telling them, I don't deserve this, or you're telling yourself, I don't deserve this, right? Maybe you have a conversation with them and you tell them, I don't deserve what you did, basically. This is actually a very disempowering way of thinking, because to imply that someone deserves or does not deserve something implies that they are not part of the whole. So essentially what we've done is we've separated ourselves from universal law by saying, I don't deserve what is happening right now, how I'm being treated. So if someone gets treated in a way and they say I don't deserve this, they're acting as if they are not part of the laws that govern everyone else. This implies that they don't have a part to play in it, and this is why it's disempowering. The question should not be whether we deserve something or not, but why we are allowing it. Does that make sense? Instead, we can say to ourselves, wait guys, let me put my phone back. Okay, so this is what happens when we're like, I didn't deserve this, or like we try to get someone almost, I feel like as well when we're saying to someone, I don't deserve like what you're doing, or we are, I'm trying to think of an example. Even in your head, like instead of being like, I don't deserve what is happening right now, what you can switch this to is, because you're basically, okay, I don't know how to explain. I need to get out of my mind, guys. Let's breathe. What's going on here? We're just talking about spirituality. Some of the traps we run into are difficult to uncover, yes. There's so many spiritual traps. Every spiritual teaching has a spiritual trap. Maybe not everyone, but I think it does actually, you know. Hey, Taron, welcome. Hannah, Amy, I think I struggle with manifestation. Why, Hannah? What are you struggling with? What is it that you're trying to manifest that you're struggling to manifest? Yes, that's a really good. Byron Katie is really good. Love her work. It's literally called The Work, right? Very good for changing limiting beliefs. I use that method quite a lot. What's the subject of today? Do you know what? I haven't picked a subject because I came on quite late and I was just winging it, honestly. Okay, Hannah. The problem is I don't know where I'm listening to my intuition or just trying to convince myself I can do more than what my intuition says, then I don't go with my intuition. I'm trying to understand this. Hang on. What do you mean that you're trying to convince yourself that you can do more than what your intuition says? Can you give us an example? Okay. Sometimes our intuition tells us to do very small things. It could be as small as going to the gym or like going for a walk, getting out into fresh air, not putting a spoonful of sugar in our coffee. It could be small things like this. And if we're not used to, you know, working with our intuition to do the bigger things, then our intuition is and our higher self is likely to start us off small. So maybe your intuition, what is it that your intuition is asking you to do, if you don't mind me asking? Because doing more than what my brain says, would be manifesting, like it would be from my higher self. Hi, Aaron White. My intuition is lazy, so I'm always fighting it. What is your problem with laziness? What do you tell yourself about yourself being lazy? Is your intuition asking you to rest and you're telling yourself that you're lazy? Okay, Hannah, just to slow down. But if I was my higher self, I wouldn't need to, and I need to act like my higher self to become them. Okay, why do you think that your higher self wouldn't need to slow down? My higher self tells me to slow down all the time. All the time. And it's not always just about slowing down on a physical level. It can be about that, but a lot of the time it's slowing down on a mental level. Slowing down your internal world. So if your higher self is telling you to slow down, I would definitely listen to that. The whole world is being told to slow down right now, so I'm not surprised that your higher self is telling you to slow down. We all need to slow down and listen and focus on our internal. Where are we putting our energy? Where are we losing, like Caroline Myss says, where are we losing power? Since I grasped this concept from her, it's been so life-changing, because I'm like, any moment, and I wrote this down today, guys, as well, right? Bye, Mohammed. Thanks for being here. I wrote this down today. It's like, use your meditation as like your morning practice, your baseline of the day. What you're doing is you're getting yourself into this baseline of stillness, okay? And as you practice this every day, it's not going to happen straight away. Maybe not. It might not happen for you straight away, where you are able to access like stillness for long periods of time. But if you do it consistently, you will be able to start doing that. Some people, it's going to take longer than others. Everyone's different. We all learn at different paces. So when you can think of your meditation like it's a reset, it's time to come into the stillness, and that is you setting yourself up for the day, so that for the rest of the day, you can be more aware of when you are losing power and when you are using your energy on things that are draining you. When we've lost our power, we have become completely out of our center, and you can feel it in the body. Because let's say someone says something to you, like something that triggers you. Like, let's say someone says something really mean to you. Like they say like, oh, like that outfit is disgusting. That's a test of how quickly you can start. Like, if most people are just going to lose power in that moment, because what happens is your body goes into defense, or like, I'm offended, or like starts thinking about, like, your self-concept starts to come up to the surface, or any low self-esteem that is there in your subconscious might be triggered. So this is where we are losing power, guys. So how firmly can you stay in your power when someone tests you? Okay. And when we do our meditations, this is going to help us. If you're consistently meditating every day, you start to realize this is a projection from the other person. And this, I'm not going to allow someone else's words to bring me out of my power, meaning bring me out of a state of anchoring into this present moment, into the infinite channel of love, into the infinite source of love. So Hannah, when you were saying about your manifestations, it's kind of a similar thing, because it's like you're getting this intuitive hit to slow down. And then you're noticing that you are kind of thinking about it a lot. Like you're fighting it in a way. You're coming up with all these reasons why you shouldn't slow down, or why that means that your higher self wouldn't say that. But when you get into a state of stillness, if your higher self keeps saying slow down, and it keeps coming back and keeps saying that, when you're calm, and it's not coming from this place of, like, when you hear that message, like, how do you feel when you're hearing that message? Are you feeling at peace? Are you feeling calm? It's not like you're trying to, like, to me, it sounds like that's just an intuitive hit that you need to listen to. And Eckhart Tolle says, he said that he was actually quoting another spiritual teacher, but I can't remember who the spiritual teacher was. And he was saying how sometimes we need to be in a rush, or like we need to go fast because we've got a limited amount of time. Okay. But you can hurry slowly, meaning you can do things fast and efficiently, but with a slow mind, with a slow inner world. Like it's a completely different energy. You're less likely to make mistakes. You're less likely to have accidents. Okay, Hannah, I'm not exactly feeling calm, but are we supposed to feel calm when we manifest? We're always manifesting with our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So when we are calm, and when we are still, when we are present, we're going to be in a state of calm. Our higher self can actually access the messages of our higher self and our intuition. When we are calm, we are more likely to make high quality decisions. So the things that you manifest are going to be a reflection of your calm state of being. Like for me, I'll get an intuitive hit. And even like, guys, when I'm telling you this, when I'm talking to you guys about this, like the last few days, I remember we've been talking a lot about like getting intuitive hits, and then some things are really small and you might just like ignore it. You might just think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like for me, one of the things was, what was it? Going to the gym. Okay. For months, I've been like having my higher self be like, you need to train consistently. And I was just like, you know what? Putting it to the back of my priority list. It's not that important. It's not that important. I can do all the other things that I want to do. And then as I'm telling you about intuitive hits and ignoring them, I am getting my higher self looking at me like, okay, well, what about when we told you to go to the gym, Amy? Are you going to listen to that one now? And so I was like, fuck, like I can't be talking about this stuff and not be listening to this. And so I went to the gym yesterday. And I'm back on it, and I have to be. And it's like one of those things where it's like, if you don't do it, it's not going to leave you. It's going to keep coming back, and and then when you do it, you will feel better for it. But sometimes our ego is trying to find all these reasons why we shouldn't do it. And it will be very convincing. But we still have it in the back of our minds. Like you just can't get rid of that sense, that intuitive hit from your higher self. It's not going to stop. It keeps coming. And this is the thing about the higher self as well, is like, it's not going to judge you for not doing it. It's just like they're waiting for you to like decide. And that's like, I could easily have been like, damn, I haven't been to the gym. Like, what does this mean? And then this is me losing power. If I was to start going into this whole narrative about, oh no, like in my mind about, talking down on myself, like you're so lazy, you haven't been doing it, you're not that intuitive, like I could so easily start losing power by going into this whole narrative about how I haven't done it. But no, I decided, okay, I've become aware. Because I wasn't fully aware that I was doing that, I was kind of just like allowing myself to not follow that piece of intuition, and then and just kind of like brushing it, I don't know, to the one side. But then when I was talking about this, and then because as I'm teaching this stuff, a lot of what happens is like I am getting clarity as I'm speaking about it, and it's like there's certain things that you just can't ignore. And so as I realized that, like, no, you actually have to start going to the gym like consistently. I'm not going to like beat myself up over the fact that I haven't done it. I'm just going to go, okay, well, I can start today. Because it's so easy to be like, I haven't done this for a few months, and like, what does this mean about me? Or, like, oh, if I'd have been doing it, then I would be so much stronger, like blah blah blah. Like, is it too late for me to start now? Like, no, it's not. That intuitive piece of guidance is still going to be there. Your life purpose, whatever it is that your higher self is always waiting for you, to pick up the phone call, to pick up that, to open that message. And it's not going to judge you for you not listening. And so you don't need to judge yourself. You can just say, okay, I realize now, and it's never too late. To start listening. And yes, Project Divinity will become a channel to divine flow. When we get out of our own way, mind keeps giving reasons for not doing it. Exactly. And when we start to do, and this could be in so many areas of our life, because obviously you could be following your intuition in areas of your life. And this is when it starts to get glaringly obvious, is when you're following your intuition in a few areas of your life, and then one area of your life you're not. And it's I kind of know. We know that we're not doing it. You know why? You're not doing it. But try to not really be conscious about it. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. And then it's okay, if we start to do that with these things, how many other things are we doing that with? And that's why it's when you start acting on your intuition becomes stronger, because then you can start to hear the difference between, okay, I actually have an intuitive hit, and if I follow it, then this is going to happen. It's actually God is guiding me in a way that's going to be beneficial to my life. And so I can trust that more now. We have to have faith that what we're being guided to do is for our best interest. Yes, can't judge the ego either. It's just doing what it does and what I agreed to, exactly. That's what I'm saying, is the ego is the one that will start to judge us. The ego is just it will be the one that will try and jump in and be you didn't follow your intuition. Maybe not even say things like that, but just it might just say things to try to even prolong you to do it even more. There's so many different angles that the ego can start coming at you with, but you just got to remember okay, wait a minute, I'm losing power. This is why I love Caroline Myss's explanation of this, is where are you losing power? Just ask yourself that. Where are you allowing your stream of consciousness to be used in a negative way? And this is why meditation, I find, is so useful, because you can bring yourself back to the present moment, and it is like a reset. You're clearing your channel, and so you're able to see when you're thinking or you're losing power to these negative or destructive ways of thinking, fearful ways of thinking, hateful ways of thinking, doubtful ways of thinking, judgmental, whether that is judging ourselves, judging others. Where is the flow of our consciousness going? In any moment, we have a choice to use our mind, to direct our mind towards empowering thoughts or towards disempowering thoughts. And that's what's happening. We're either thinking stuff that is disempowering or thinking things that are empowering to ourselves and to others. And it doesn't matter if you are thinking disempowering thoughts towards another, you are also going to be disempowering yourself, because you are literally draining your power. So it's literally like there is no difference between being sending disempowering thoughts to someone else and disempowering yourself. It's all a negative use of energy, of your energy, your precious, powerful energy. Amy, I think you have a way of pass energy through the screen, or is that influence? What do you mean? I think we all do, honestly. I feel it when I watch other spiritual teachers. We all have an energy field that, for one, our energy fields are connected through the spiritual realms. Hi, Tim. When you're watching someone on a screen, you do start to tap into their energy. Thank you, Jenna. I've been getting some sun. I love the sun. That's why also when I say about our auras and our energy fields, like when you realize that your energy field is so powerful, affecting every single person that you come into contact with, isn't that just such a reason to work on your inner world? Like, I have noticed how just working on my energy field in terms of meditating every day has allowed me to notice the people that I come into contact with are always telling me, not always, because not everyone is able to actually like some people, if they are at a completely different frequency, they're not going to be aware of it, or they're not even able to like reap the benefits of someone's medicine. Okay? If you're vibrating at a certain frequency, like a really low frequency, you're actually cutting yourself off from receiving gifts, physical gifts, spiritual gifts, because you're just not able to receive them. You're not even going to see them at a certain frequency. So, whereas you might be gaining some level of medicine from this person subconsciously, but when we really work on our internal world and we have a clear energy field to a certain extent, we are constantly every day being aware of where we are sending our energy and making a conscious effort to stay present. The people around you are going to notice that. Can you pick up on the energy here? Hannah, do you mean what energy? Do you mean the energy of the chat? I cut off the energy drainers and toxic people. What's the difference between the voice of our shadow self and our intuition? Okay. The shadow self is often very emotional. The shadow self is it's reacting from a place of pain. So you can notice your shadow come out when something or someone has crossed a boundary. For example, someone might cross a boundary, or maybe you have a need that isn't being met. Or something has triggered, like Eckhart Tolle says, the pain body in you. So we all have this thing called the pain body, which is accumulated. Let me actually Google how he describes the pain body. How does Eckhart Tolle define the pain body? Okay. An energetic, semi-autonomous entity of accumulated old emotion, trauma, and negativity residing within an individual. It remains dormant but awakens periodically, feeding on drama, negative thoughts, and conflict to survive. Recognizing it through the presence stops its control. Recognizing it through presence stops its control. And so this is what I mean by when you lose power, when you are caught in the grip of the pain body. And so what's happened is your stream of consciousness has completely been taken over by this pain body. This is the shadow self. It's the part of you that you are unconscious of. The shadow, the reason why it's called the shadow is because I think it was Carl Jung that coined this term, shadow self. It's the part of you that you're not aware of. It's in the unconscious, it's in the shadows. And so what happens is something awakens it, and it starts to take over your stream of consciousness. In order to stay alive, it has to feed off of the drama and the negative thoughts. And so you'll notice, like, if someone triggers your pain body, you might start wanting to defend yourself. You might start wanting to gossip about them to prove that they are wrong. You might want to insult them. All different things that could happen from result of your pain body being activated. What happens is, as well, is your pain body wants to activate the pain body in others. Because it feeds off of drama and it feeds off negativity, it actually is trying to activate the pain body in someone else's consciousness, subconscious. And so when you notice that someone's pain body, or someone else is in the grip of the pain body, or someone else is unconscious, they say something to you, and you notice your pain body being activated, the way that you notice your pain body being activated is you will feel negative emotion. You'll feel difficult, challenging emotions come up. So if you put your attention on this, you can stop the pain body taking over. You can stop the control of the pain body. So this is the difference between your higher self and the pain body. The higher self is the part of you that is way deeper. The higher self is basically, it's the divine part of you. You could even think of it as you. Okay, there's different ways that you could look at the higher self, okay? But let's look at it in terms of just awareness first of all. Because the more aware we are, the more we are able to hear our higher self's voice. our intuition, let's just say intuition instead of higher self, right? The intuition is a calm, peaceful messages, not emotional messages. The pain body, the shadow, its language is like emotion. But that being said, it doesn't mean that you should disregard any emotion that comes up as something that you shouldn't listen to. You still need to listen to all the parts of you that come up, because there might be, you can just get so many insights, and you can actually hear your intuition more from just listening to what is coming up from the shadow. When you start to listen to what thoughts are connected with your emotion, you can start to see clearer into, like, for example, let's say that you had, like, let's use the analogy of the blue sky and the clouds, like I always say about how your higher self is the blue sky. Your intuition is the blue sky. It's always there. It's always got messages for you to tap into. Sometimes, though, the messages come and they're a bit more like, you might get just like an intuitive hit, like don't cross the road in that place, you know? Or you might just get an intuitive hit like that. But most messages are more like subtle, and they are like guiding us in this very calm, peaceful way. And it's like we can just tap in and just, it's like this comes from the stillness. So the shadow self is creating a lot of thoughts which tend to cloud our higher self. But this is why it's important to place our attention on the internal world, because we can start to see the clouds for what they are, for the truth. And this is why our higher self is always looking for truth. And so as we look at into our emotions and the connection between our emotions and our thoughts, we start to see the thoughts for what they are, and we can start to question them. What are your red flags in a person? I think red flags in a person is repeated patterns that are dysfunctional, that are, the person is very unaware of them. And they don't see any issues with them. They don't take responsibility for them. They are in this mindset of blaming others, it's a victim mindset. Gossiping, lying, not being honest. Also, it's an energetic thing, because a lot of the time people can say things, but their energy and their action isn't matching up. What do you feel about our new moon? Wasn't it the new moon yesterday? Is it today or yesterday? Eighteenth of April. Okay. What did I feel about the new moon? I was just really tired, honestly. I just felt like I needed rest and to listen to myself, really go inwards. Been doing that a lot today. I really need to go to the toilet. One sec, guys. I'll be back. You stay there if you want. You've been tired as well, no way. Oh, yeah, it's been intense for me. You've been tired lately as well. Guys, we just need to rest. I read in this book that like light workers need a lot of sleep and like to actually allow ourselves to sleep a lot because there's a lot of conditioning around. It's not like being a bit lazy if we sleep too much, but I'm just like, no, I need to sleep, guys. I need to sleep a lot. Sometimes. Like, I had like 10 or 11 hours of sleep last night. It was beautiful. Hi, Michael. Welcome. Have you been getting enough rest, guys? Or are you avoiding your rest? Hi, cool idiot. No, I'm not a doctor. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look in my notes. Something I wrote down earlier. One sec. Sorry, Betty, love. Is the earth flat? I don't think so, love. I think it's round. Okay, guys, do you ever write letters from your higher self? This is something I highly recommend you do. So, what you can do is pray ask God or ask your higher self, please give me guidance. Allow me to connect with the channel of infinite love. And I now invoke my higher self. And then get a piece of paper or a journal. And then write down a message, what your higher self wants you to know. So you can say, I don't know. Should we see if I've got any that I want to read you guys? I'll read, and it's funny because it's like literally you're channeling a different energy. Like you are channeling a higher version of yourself. Let's see. I'll try and read you some. Okay, this is a message from my higher self, guys. Each one of us is a conduit, a channel for energy. At any moment, we have the choice what type of energy we are a channel for. All energies either come from love or fear. Many people on the planet right now are feeding energies of fear. Throughout your day, check in with your body. When you notice that your mind has been taken into a fearful loop, take a deep breath into the emotion you feel in your body. Tell the emotion, I'm here with you. Consciously comfort and send compassion to yourself. Remind yourself it is completely normal to feel this way. Doing this is extremely powerful. You stop feeling fear and instead start feeling love. Listen to all of the parts of yourself that need love in this moment. Spending time in nature at this time can be deeply healing if you get out of the mind. Come down into the level of nature by listening to it. Listen to the wind, the birds, the leaves. Listen with your whole body, not just your ears. Listen with your breath. Okay, here's another message from my higher self, okay? It's very empowering to do this, guys. Okay, I can't read that one. It's a bit personal. Oh, something I wanted to share today was that when you start to become empowered, like fully empowered. Let me see if I wrote this down because I don't know. When you start to act with your full power, when you are actually like in your power, you will command others to do the same. When you are fully present and fully conscious and you are around other people, you're going to command them to either rise into power with you. And if they don't, it will be glaringly obvious. They will feel it. It's like you become this very clear mirror for people. I love how Caroline Myss describes power as the power of love. When we are in our full power, we act from a place of love. We tolerate nothing less than love. We command love with our being. We become a very clear mirror for anything that is not rooted in love. Like, have you ever had this moment where you've become really triggered and lost it, and like say someone does something and it really upsets you, and it's fair enough that it upset you, like they've crossed a major boundary. The minute you start to really lose your power and go into unconsciousness with them, you both start getting into this like loop where you're just reinforcing each other's behavior, and it becomes less clear of like what they actually did in the first place. Like maybe they wronged you in some way, but now you've entered into the unconsciousness with them. Whereas if that person wrongs you and you are able to fully stay in your power, stay rooted in love, not to say that, because I used to get confused, and I used to think that acting out of love meant to be like really warm to someone that was crossing a boundary. But it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you have to be overly like people pleasing, overextending, or allowing people to treat you in a way that is not in alignment with honor and respect and care. It's actually sometimes more loving to just tell someone exactly how you feel, the truth. And it is an art. It is massively an art to communicate how you feel in a calm way. And if you want to learn that art, I really highly recommend reading Nonviolent Communication. It's a beautiful book that talks about how to communicate your needs, communicate your boundaries with people, and also to understand other people's boundaries and needs. Help them get to the root of their pain and suffering, or their unconsciousness. Can you separate the thought from the thinker? Who is the thinker? Who is the thinker? Where do thoughts come from? We're actually attracting thoughts based on our frequency. If we are in a, and our thoughts are also creating our frequency or changing our frequency. When we are not in control of our mind, when we're not directing our minds, consciously directing our minds, I believe that our thoughts can actually just be coming from the collective unconscious. That's why we have to be so vigilant of what we're thinking, what thoughts we're even allowing. Amy, I find it hard to distinguish what is just a shadow thought and what needs a boundary. Okay, so often what happens is when one of our boundaries has been crossed, when we have a need that is not being met, this can start to activate the shadow side of us. So anytime you notice that your pain body has become activated, realize that you have a need that is not being met. So the shadow is not something to be afraid of. It's not something to judge as wrong. It's just a part of you that has been pushed down into the shadows, into the unconscious. And by bringing it up into the conscious, we're able to consciously get our needs met. Because often what's happening is the shadow part of us is unconsciously trying to get needs met in ways that are dysfunctional, because we have told that part of ourselves that it's not allowed to express, it's not allowed to be, it's not lovable in some way. I'm really trying to picture this so I can explain this better. So what you really want to love that shadow part of yourself. You want to uncover what is the need behind that shadow part of yourself, because what's happening is when we don't acknowledge the shadow part of ourselves, or we cast it as bad or wrong, then we're going to end up trying to get that need met in an unconscious way. And when we try to get needs met in an unconscious way, this usually results in us doing it in a way that is disempowering to another human being, or even the earth, or an animal, or we don't take the best interest of someone else to heart. The reason why the shadow self doesn't take the best interest of others usually, or even We're also not taking our own best interest when we do this, but the reason why it's doing this is because we're not even consciously aware of the need. So we end up trying to get this need met in these roundabout ways that don't serve the whole. Is this making sense, guys? I feel like I don't know if I'm making sense. Like, is this clear? Or are you guys understanding what I'm saying? So is there only one unbroken stream of pure consciousness? Yes. When your full consciousness is placed on your full consciousness can only be placed on one thing at a time. Do you believe in mermaids? Yes. I do. I believe that anything that exists in our imagination is real. Anything. Because the spiritual realm is real. Whether it is incarnated into form on this planet, I don't know. But I do believe that there are mermaids in the universe somewhere. And dragons. Like the sun reflecting its light on the dew drops, but we are busy perceiving the drops light to be true. You saw one the other day. Wow. What happened? Behind the conditioning lies a meat sack, behind which there lies awareness, a mind, ego, and consciousness, behind which is the seat of the soul. Are two souls different? I believe so. I think our souls do have differences, but only because from watching near-death experience videos, it seems like our souls have certain inclinations or certain things that they want to learn. But I also think that our souls have the ability to move in and out of infinite consciousness, but I don't know how, to what extent. There's lots of different books and places that talk about it in a different way. I think all souls are part of the say of God, no matter what. Like if God, I love the analogy of like if God is the sun, then all the individual souls are like beams of light coming off of the prime creator. And then we travel out away from prime creator. It's a term that I picked up from Bringers of the Dawn. Prime creator, they call God prime creator, which I love that. So we kind of, prime creator is almost like sent out its energy, or I don't know how to explain it, but like it's almost like we've traveled away from God or love. I was watching a near-death experience video today, and I love how he was explaining this. He was saying that our journey is always about leaving the infinite source of love, separating from it so that we can realize it again. So we come to Earth and we have this amnesia where we forget where we came from, we forget our source. And during our life, the only thing that is our purpose is to remember to be loving. That's the only purpose of our life. In any moment, we are either choosing to be loving or we are choosing to be hateful or to be in a state of fear. Everything stems from fear. Like, not everything, sorry. Everything either stems from love or fear. So if we're not acting in alignment with God, in alignment with our higher selves, or expressing from a place of love, then we are expressing from fear. And in any moment, we have the choice to do either. And when we die, that is what we will be asked. We will be asked, how much were you loving to your fellow humans? It's the only thing that matters. It's not what we don't die and then we're asked like, oh, what did you achieve? What did you get? It's always what, and this is what, in terms of when I watch near-death experience videos, it's always how did you give? How did you show up? Were you in service or not? In what moments were you in service? In what moments were you giving love? This is why I always pray every day and I ask God to show me how I can be of service to the whole. Reminding myself constantly, because it's so easy for the ego to take us out of the state of love. It's like a constant spiritual battle that we're always engaging in. This is what it means to be losing your power, is you've started to engage in thoughts that are not of love. And our body is very intelligent. It knows exactly when we've done this. That's why we start to think, we start to feel very constrictive emotions. If we are continuously in this state of where we are losing power all the time because we've forgotten our divinity, we've forgotten our ability to constantly be tapped in with the universal love, we start to feel very drained, we start to get depressed, we start to get illnesses. You can ask yourself every day, how can I give more love? How can I give more in this day? What can I do to give? And it takes a lot of faith in God, because when we get certain intuitive hits to do something, often the ego is going to come in, the logical mind is going to start coming in and be like, but what about this? How am I going to get money? How am I going to do this? How am I going to get more? How am I going to get more? And so we have to trust that what we're being guided to do is going to take us towards what we want. And it's not always that the ego is not going to always see the intuitive hits that we get as something that we want. We might get an intuitive hit and the ego is fighting against it because it's not what we want right now. It can be very impatient, not see the bigger picture. We want to start zooming out. I'm trying to find my charger, guys. Start zooming out at the bigger picture of why we do things and how we could be learning from any moment. Everything that we are coming into contact with in any moment has the ability to provide lessons to us. Lessons of how I started to lose power in that moment. I hope my phone doesn't die. One sec. I'm on 1%. I'm hurrying slowly, guys. Okay, cool. Done it. Is there one near-death experience you value the most? There's one that comes to mind that I really recommend watching. Her name is... I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember it. What's her name? Ingrid. Her name is Ingrid. Okay, so there's a near-death experience by this lady called... Okay, if you type in near-death experience Ingrid, her name's Ingrid Honkala. She has an amazing story. I love her. I also love... Okay, no, that's the only one I'm going to say for now. Maybe I'll tell you a different day, but that's the one that came to me, so... Ingrid Honkala. Let me show you her. Can you see that, guys? I've seen... So I highly recommend. Okay, all the creators, all the religions, all the sects point in the right direction, but the problem is we keep our minds fixated on the finger that's pointing the direction. Yes. Hi Trevor, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thanks for asking. Oh, I'm tired though. I feel like I'm still tired. I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe it is the new moon. Maybe I need to just hydrate more. How can we establish peace all over the world? How can we establish peace all over the world? By establishing peace in our own internal world. All of us have to start to shift our own beings to a state of peace. But the more people that do it, the more there'll be a frequency shift all over the world. Like, it doesn't have to be every single person on the planet. Like I said earlier, if you're in your full power, you start to command the other people around you to be in their full power. Because you start to be a very clear mirror for people. And also your vibration is very... People start to attune to your vibration. They start to entrain to your vibration. So if there's enough people that are conscious, then the rest of the people around those people will start to regulate. If there's a number of people that are very regulated in a space, it starts to regulate the rest of the energy in the space. And so that's why it's like someone that just said about pointing the finger. There's no point in pointing the finger out there of like they're doing this, they're doing this. Like, we have to start to look at ourselves and start to see where we are acting out these negative patterns that we are even pointing out in others. Because what's in one is in the whole. What's in the whole is in one. That's why when we heal something within us, we start to heal the whole as well. We heal the patterns in the whole. It's like, if you're not acting out a pattern anymore, if you've decided, I'm not going to act out this pattern anymore, then that starts to unplug the strength of that pattern in the collective unconscious. Universal beliefs that float around. I missed my chance. I need to be careful. People should listen to me. I missed my chance 100%. I was saying this earlier about like when you get an intuitive hit, and it could be that you need to exercise, right? And then maybe you haven't exercised in a few years, and the ego can be very cunning and be like, there's no point, you haven't been doing it for a few years. Why would you do it now? But that's not good. You don't want to listen to that. Not that it's not good, but it's just like that the ego can easily drag you out of listening to your intuition just by planting little things like that into your... It is things that are in this collective conscious, like you said. I need to, people should listen to me. I don't know. Should we all just take a really deep breath together, guys? I like to feel my energy just like melting down into my body. Feeling my energy come out, plug out from my mind and just go into my body. Hey, Alex. I might fall asleep too. I need to go to bed soon. We're just taking a deep breath. That's what my body needs right now. Deep breathing into the belly. All slow as well. Slowly down into the belly. And follow your breath with your attention. Follow your breath all the way into your from your nostrils all the way down into your belly. Like literally feel your body expand as you take a deep breath in. Feel your energy field expand. Notice the space in between your thoughts as you take that deep breath in. Feel the peacefulness that resides in the space in between your thoughts. Can you notice it? Can you sense it? You're being breathed. You're being lived. You don't need to force anything because life is expressing through you. All you have to do is be in this present moment and listen and take one embodied step at a time. When I say embodied, I mean fully embodied in your whole energy field. Next time you're in the shower or the bath, really notice how it feels to be in your body, connecting with the water. And just take a moment to really feel into that moment. Like really notice it, really feel it. Like, wow. I'm like, wow, I'm actually in this body. It starts to feel like a video game. It starts to feel like a dream. Like, hang on a second. Where am I? How did I get here? What am I doing here? What do I want to do here? What do I want to choose to think? I look down at my body when I'm in the bath and I'm like, wow, thank you. I get to experience this right now. This moment, this fleeting moment. I'm grateful to my body because this body is what is allowing me to experience life on this earth right now. and it's not going to be here forever. And I find it sometimes a little almost sad to just think, oh, this body's not going to be here forever. And so I'm going to do everything I can to honor my body and whilst I'm here, and I still have the chance to have a relationship with it. Because it's not, I don't think I am my body, but I have a relationship with it. And it's allowing me to experience life on earth. How do we honor our body? By being grateful to our body. By listening to our intuition, we honor our body. Our body is, by tuning in with our body, we get to begin our relationship to spirit, because our spirit is currently being housed within our body and it is expressing and animating through our body. And so our senses, our physical senses, are like the gateway to the spiritual realm. Our spirit is experiencing life through the senses of our body right now. Well, we came here to experience life as a human being. And so I literally speak to my body and say thank you. Or speak to God and say thank you. This is how I start to really love my body and not see it as this thing that, because a lot of us are saying so many mean things to ourselves about our bodies. When you realize that actually this body was created by a very intelligent creator. It's one of a kind, unique to you. It has many incredible functions. You don't have to like personalize your body or get attached to it as if it is you. It is your spirit is currently inhabiting it. It's like borrowing it for the time being whilst we're here on earth. You can start to honor your body as well by just becoming in awe with it. Like looking at your body and noticing, wow. Like sometimes I just look at my hands and I'm just like, really look at them without commenting on them with the mind. Like look at how you're like you have just so much intricacy inside your body. You didn't make that yourself. That was created by something else, something very intelligent. All of your cells are working together to keep you alive. You're not consciously doing that. So honoring the body is like realizing the magnificence of the system that your soul is inhabiting. That is honoring God. Honoring your body is honoring God. because you are acknowledging the intelligence of God for creating such a wonderful mechanism to allow us to experience. So when we are when we're when we say things to our body that are disempowering, or we say things to about ourselves that are disempowering, we're completely out of alignment with God, with our higher self. God wouldn't want us to do that. God made all of us perfectly, as we were meant to be made. Thanks, Nico. Love to you. My channel is... sometimes I don't even know how to answer that question, honestly, but I guess today I'm finding it hard to find words today. Maybe that means I'm not meant to be talking too much, but I'll just say it's a spiritual channel, okay? Amy, do you have past life visions or sort of memories? Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I tap into ancestral energies, and I don't necessarily have like awareness of, oh, this was my past life, but I do feel like sometimes, like, even just listening to certain music awakens certain parts of my consciousness or my imagination that feels like it was almost happening in a past life, or just like an ancestral... It might just be that we, in our DNA, we have memories. So sometimes some people say that like our past lives are us. Sorry, that our ancestors are us in past lives. And so we actually do have like this... we have memories in our DNA or in our unconscious. Like we are like an amalgamation of everything that came before us. I wouldn't say that I have like a direct memory of like a past life though. Like I wouldn't be able to be like, oh, I was this person in my past life. But I do feel like I notice like fears, or I notice like I said, like certain things come out in my imagination, whether it be like if I listen to like really tribal music, then I'll get a lot of imagery in my mind, and like I could get like imagery of like women dancing or even men dancing and stuff, and like I can't even replicate that in my body, but like in my mind it looks so cool. Whether that comes from a past life or not, I don't know, but I do feel like it's all the same thing. Like we're tapping into the collective unconscious, and the collective unconscious is tapped into the past lives. So if that makes sense. Memories in our DNA. Yeah, because we pass down patterns, we pass down trauma. Ancestor worship is a big part of some cultures, and sometimes this is overlooked, especially in the West. Yeah, yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing actually when we start to like honor the ancestors. Where we came from. It's really interesting. There's this study that was showing how, what's it called, guys? There's this certain thing that proved about how like trauma is passed down in our DNAs. What is it called? It's like, I can't remember what it's called. But you could have a fear of like something and it would be like not rational because you might not have even encountered that thing in your life. But it's because someone in your ancestral line maybe had that fear or like something happened to them. Like I used to be really scared of being cheated on, and I've never actually been cheated on to my knowledge, but then I realized that like most of the women in my family had been cheated on, and I was like, that's why I have this fear. Or like even beliefs as well. Like one thing you can do is actually like to start uncovering limiting belief is by like talking to your grandparents, talking to like people in your family line, and just listen to them. Talk to them about their relationships. And like they'll just reveal things to you. They'll reveal their beliefs to you just by how they're speaking. Like I remember my nan saying something to me once like, "Oh, like all rich men cheat." And I was just like, that is such a limiting belief, or like wealthy men they cheat. And like I don't think that that's necessarily true, but her experience and her belief was that. And I was like, that's a really interesting one. Like almost like for her it was like, must settle for someone that's poor, otherwise I'm going to get cheated on, which is really sad. And like I was like, I got to watch out for that kind of conditioning, you know. We can find out a lot by learning about our ancestors and our family lines. Thanks, Alex. Sorry. Let's see if there's anything in my notes that I want to share because something that it says in the Course of Miracles is that a true miracle is being able to see something differently, to shift your perspective from a state of love, your state of consciousness from that of love, from that of fear to love, which I think is beautiful. And that's why I love like all of these different spiritual traditions often saying the same thing. That's why I love to learn from all these different teachers, because it always comes down to, are you connecting? Is your state of consciousness tapped into love or fear? And right now on the planet, there is a lot of negative entities, negative polarities that want you to be in a state of fear. Because when you're in a state of fear, you're easy to control. You are like, you become a food source for them. Like I was saying, the pain body needs to feed off of fear and drama. So there are certain people or certain entities, energies in this world that are feeding off of people's negativity, fear, and drama. And so they have to keep that alive in you to stay alive, these energies. So the more that we can start shifting our state of consciousness from that of fear to love, we start to release the power that these entities feed off of. Like, you know, there's so much, like, everyone's starting to become aware of how maybe the ones that we're dependent on don't really have our best interest at heart. They actually are wanting to keep us in a state of fear, because when we're in a state of fear, we are disempowered. And if we're empowered, then it's game over for them. Okay, Alex, you know, that's funny. I've sort of had that mindset about girls. I started to feel all girls will cheat on me because I'm shorter. Yeah, and that's a limiting belief that it's not true. But it's good that you're aware of that one. It's really interesting because as soon as we start to become aware of thoughts, we can start to unplug our power from them, our energy from them. Limiting beliefs are draining our power, guys. You know how, like, in the law of attraction community, they say that, like, we have the like power to create anything we want. Well, we have the power to draw to us what we want, but it's our limiting beliefs that disempower us from doing so. So as soon as we start to become aware of them, we see ourselves in these patterns, then we can actually choose a new way. We can choose new beliefs. And you also need to look, Alex, you know, look into, if you want to start disproving your beliefs, you can just literally find evidence out in the world that contradicts the belief. Like, for example, you're saying that, like, you feel like girls will cheat on you because you're shorter. Like, look at Tom Cruise. He's a very short man. That disproves your belief straight away. And he's shorter than you. Like, find evidence in as many places as you can. And that will start to dissolve the belief. And Alex, I don't even think you're a short king. Didn't you say you're 5'10"? It's like average height. Probably, yeah, a 5'10" is like an average male height, no? That's not a short king, hun. And also, the short kings do get love. Look at Zendaya and Tom Holland. Zendaya is taller than Tom Holland. She doesn't care. They're a beautiful couple. Did you ever see one? Did I ever see what? Be honest with me. Am I short? Wait. He's 5'5". Exactly. You're 5'10". Come on, I'm 5'10". The last guy I was dating was 5'10". I don't care. I really liked him. Yes, talking. And also the whole energy of the king, it's an energy. Right. Oh my god. Do you know how like rare it is in this day and age to find a guy that is fully like in his power, in his consciousness, like if in like being present, like these rare attributes. Like if you're really present with a girl, like that is sexy. You're present with her, like fully engaged, you know? That is the sexiness to the right people. Like you're so much more than your body, guys. You're so much more. We're all so much more. Like I used to not step out the house without makeup on. Imagine this, right? Back in the day when I was like, I don't know, 15, I used to pile on the fake tan. I was so concerned about what people thought about how I looked. And I really believed that I needed to look so perfect in order to draw towards me or attract a guy, right? But all I would attract was people that didn't see me for my true essence. Because I wasn't even expressing it. I was trying to like attract people from this surface level way of being, of like I reduced down my value to what I looked like. And so I would attract people that only valued me for my looks and my body. I would attract people that I would be trying to get validation from people confirming that I was good looking. And that would be like my like life force, like what I would fuel myself on. And then if they didn't confirm that, then I would be crushed. And so I put so much of my energy into the hands of other people that weren't even able to see my true essence because I wasn't even expressing it. So when I started to realize that actually I am way more than my body. I'm way more. I don't even like, I got to the point where I was attracting guys because I was so obsessed with going to the gym at one point. I was so obsessed with looking like really hot and being just like pretty and like, but I didn't ever feel pretty. I never felt like I was good enough. I was gymming all the time. My body was really good, but I never felt like it was good. I always felt like it needed to be better. Always felt like I wasn't good enough in some way. And when I started to actually fall in love with my soul, not even fall in love, just be like, fall in love with God,
realized that my energy was way more powerful than anything I could do to my body, then I started to attract people that really saw me. And you know what? Then I started to decide who I wanted in my life and who I was going to let into my life instead of trying to get other people into my life to give me this sense of false self of esteem. I started to actually, it's like the opposite now. It's like I have my self-esteem. I am the source of my self-esteem in not I in like an egoic way, but in terms of God is my source of self-esteem. The present moment, my like just being. Knowing that my energy and my presence is enough and is what people are actually drawn towards, the right ones, the ones that are able to tap into that frequency. Because I want people around me that are able to tap into that frequency anyway, that are able to be present as well. See me for who I really am. It's when I started to see myself as beautiful, honestly. When I started to be more present, be more grateful. Hannah, I'm shit. I wake up at makeup. It makes me look worse. I honestly don't like wearing makeup anymore. The funny thing is, as well, is like I used to pile on the makeup. I used to wear so much weight makeup, and now I just don't like wearing loads of makeup. I'll wear a little bit. I'll wear some lip liner. I love a bit of lip liner. Love a bit of blusher, but like, and maybe some mascara on occasion. But honestly, like makeup now, I just feel like I feel more confident without it these days, which is really weird because I used to find myself feeling way more confident with it. But that's because I'm more like in this mindset set of like when I allow myself to be present and I bring this energy into my body of like presence, I notice myself just fit like looking better. When I'm in alignment, I look better. Like it's no longer about, I don't know, it really does start to shift you. Like when I was in a relationship that was out of alignment for me, I looked so haggard, guys. Like if I show you a picture one day, but like I looked so tired, believing all these thoughts about myself that I wasn't good enough. I did not look as nice as I was right now. So that's how I know that when you really start to believe that you are, and it's not even an egoic thing of like I'm so beautiful. It's like I am beautiful because God created me this way. And so like I am just so grateful. And then you start to look better. You start to be grateful for life and you start to be more present and you start to bring more power into your body in terms of like stop letting your energy be drained on negative thought loops about yourself and like hateful words towards yourself. It drains your energy. You start to look more haggard. Your eyes start to look more tired. Your teeth start to get discolored. Like when you start to bring energy into your body, you just light up. You're literally bringing light into your body, the light of consciousness into your body so your skin gets better. You look more alive. Like when I breathe, I'm breathing energy into my face. I'm like, mmm. Yes, Alex, you're feeling mentally drained because I'm like, damn, I just worry about getting attention. You got to stop doing that. You have to stop yourself. Stop it. Stop it. Like, you know where your energy is being drained. So you have to stop letting that happen. Let go of this belief that other people can validate your worth. Because if someone can validate your worth, they can also take that away from you. That's why we end up on this seesaw of like highs and lows. Like, someone said that I was beautiful. Oh my God, someone said that I was ugly. Or like, even not that them even saying it. Or someone gave me attention. Oh no, today no one's giving me attention, so it means I'm not good enough. Today someone gave me attention, so I'm so cool. I'm so beautiful. I'm so amazing. Oh wait a minute, no one's giving me attention right now, and I'm so ugly. I'm so like this and that. Like, this is how we end up draining our energy, just being on this seesaw of external validation. It's just up and down. It's fucking draining. And then, so when you start to realize that the only real source of self-esteem, true source of self-esteem, which is actually stable, is through being present, through being like connected with the divine. It's the only way to have a solid self-esteem that actually lasts. Nothing outside of you then can take that away from you. Like, look at Eckhart Tolle, for example, okay? He's a spiritual teacher. He's like 70 years old. And he's got a beautiful wife, beautiful couple. He's not good looking, man. He says it himself. It's not that he's not good, bad. I wouldn't say he's bad looking, but he's not like the typical beauty standards of like, he said he's never really had a good body. He's never really been like that good looking, but everyone loves him. Like, because he's so present. He's authentic. His wife says she feels so at home with him. She feels so like lovely in his presence. It's worth so much. When you're able to be like that in a world full of people that are inauthentic, that are not in their power, that are not present. When you are present, it's so, and when you are conscious, leading with love, so valuable. So valuable. I'm terrified of being looked at and not seen, but then I hate when people look too much because I feel they can see through me. Yeah, I relate to that. It's like when it's almost like your mind starts overthinking when someone's looking at you. It's like, what are they thinking? Oh my God. And then like the mind starts to go on this spiral of like making up stories about the situation that you're in. But if you can just notice when you're in that as well, and you're noticing when it's happening, and just breathe through it, like bringing your attention to your breath in them moments. Someone asked me what shampoo I use. I use this shampoo for blonde hair called, oh, it's so good. Hang on. I don't know what it's called. Blonde hair. It's this. Let's see if I can find it. My laptop died. Not today, sorry. It's an organic one though, and it's very clean ingredients. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to the toilet again. 1 sec. Okay, guys, I'm going to... Is Scene Sane still here? Do you believe in pets being vegans? I mean, I don't know. My mum does feed my dog like this, oh, it's not vegan actually. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I've not really thought about that one. Let me read a prayer before I go to bed, guys. And I actually... Okay, cool. Here's a little prayer before we end this live. Okay. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for my safety and the safety of my loved ones. As I enter sleep, may these hours give me peace. May they bring healing to my mind and body. While I sleep, dear Lord, please bless the world. Where there is pain, where there are people who have no place to sleep, who suffer and who die, may your angels come unto them and minister to their lives. Please, dear Lord, please let the light stream in. Please use my hours of sleep. Please prepare me during these hours of rest for greater service to you. May the light that surrounds me tomorrow shine through me. Soften my heart. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Beautiful. I will do one more. Dear God, I surrender to you the day now over. May only the love remain. Take all else into the fire of your transformative power. Release me, release others from any effects of my wrong-mindedness or wrongdoing. Dear God, return me to your light. As I now give to you who I am, what I did, who I loved, who I failed to love, please make all things right. Take all things. May I continue to grow in your light and love. Tomorrow may I be better. Amen. Yes. And as we talk about like beauty and stuff as well, I feel like the most beautiful thing we can do on this planet is be a source of love to others and the rest of the world. I mean, it doesn't matter. Some people, you know, are going to get it. Some people aren't, and it's okay. We know in our hearts that we have done our best to bring more love and consciousness onto the planet. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the live, and I'm going to come back tomorrow, I think. So I will see you guys. Have a lovely the rest of your day, your evening, and yeah, Have a blessed evening. Peace. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Thank you all for being in the chat as well. Love you guys. Bye. Peace out.